I just don't understand it. There's supposed to be all this stuff like tiger penis wine and crushed deer antler that's supposed to help men, discharge their duties, as it were. But there's already like 1.5 billion people. I don't think it's a matter of it not working. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Owen Favors, and this is my review of Dying to Survive. Dying to Survive is Wen Muyi's feature debut. He made some well-recognized short films in the past, but this is his first full-length film. He's taken on a very significant topic that's more than a little sensitive in a number of ways, and attempts to tell a story that has both gravity and humor. And lucky for all of us, he succeeds admirably at the attempt. Dying to Survive is a very interesting, very well-made, and very important movie that's also very, very entertaining. Zhu Zheng stars as Cheng Yong, who sells Indian miracle oil. Guess what it's supposed to do for you? It's not selling well, and one day a very, very ill man comes to his shop with a proposition. Smuggle a cancer drug into China from India, where it costs a fraction of the Chinese price. Cheng Yong agrees, and that's all I'm going to tell you about the story. Watch the film yourself. It is, perhaps all too rarely, absolutely worth the time and money you will spend doing it. The cast all turn in really fantastic performances. Zhu Zheng is famously funny, and here he certainly does get a lot of chances to be funny. But he also manages to be everything else. Angry, sad, charming, dumb. He does all of it really, really well. What impressed me about his performance is how ordinary he seemed. He embodies the everyman perfectly. A lot of times movie dialogue sounds like movie dialogue. Actors say things that normal people simply wouldn't say in their daily lives. Partially we don't say that stuff just, because we don't, and partially it's because we don't want to sound like a pompous jackass. So it's kind of nice to not have to deal with any of that. Everyone in this movie seems completely real, and a big part of it is because of what they say and the way that they say it. Their imperfections as people make them easier to like, believe it or not. It's really difficult when you're making a socially conscious film to avoid several slippery slopes with either your plot or your portrayals. Dying to Survive worked so well for me precisely because all the characters and all of their actions were so convincingly human. No one's perfect, and no one's perfectly evil either. Not even the foreigners. Everyone struggles with their situations and their emotions, and their responses to each other and to the things that happen to them. I really like the way that the film takes the time to develop the story as well as the characters. The audience is given time to get to know all of these people, and the characters are given time to change, to grow, and to really become the driving force of the story. Put it this way, I have the attention span of a crack-addled chipmunk. But this movie's runtime of 2 hours never felt long to me. Dying to Survive manages to avoid explicit valorization and leaves all the important messages undeniable yet implicit rather than explicit. I wish more directors, or actors who apparently tell directors what to do, did that. Now, the choice to be implicit rather than explicit may have something to do with the subject matter and its basis in true events, but we'll talk about that later. I really want you to watch Dying to Survive, but I don't want to tell you any more than I have to, and it kind of makes the review difficult, because if I try to convince you to watch it, I should give you examples, but the examples might spoil things, and I don't want to do that. So suffice it to say that all the people that you see in the movie are really, really good, and you need to watch them in this movie. But you know what? You don't have to take my word for it. There's a couple 100 million other people that thought it was good. Dying to Survive was a surprise hit in China. It's not surprising because it's a good movie. It was more surprising perhaps because of the subject matter, or most likely it was a surprise because the story by its very nature criticizes certain institutions, and that kind of thing doesn't usually get released to cinemas in China. Now, to that end, there is a pretty sore thumb of a title card at the end of the movie, that addresses some of those conflicts. But if that's all the price that the movie had to pay so that we could all see it, I'm okay with that. Dying to Survive is easily one of the best movies of 2018, and I strongly encourage all of you to see it legally. Now, believe me, I'm as surprised as you are that I enjoyed this movie as much as I do. Not because it's from China, don't be mean, but it's more because when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that's gonna be depressing. And it sort of is, but it really isn't. Oddly enough, you might want to watch it more than once. Like, why would you watch Dallas Buyers Club more than once? I don't think so. But if you get a chance to see it in the cinema, do it. If you don't, it's not as big of a loss because it's not really a big blockbuster film. But however you do watch it, do me a favor, do the filmmakers a favor, do yourself a favor. Pay for the privilege of watching this movie. Don't steal it. And I suppose, if we're talking about a movie based on people who couldn't afford a cancer drug, it would be horribly crass of me to turn around and ask you for money. So I'm really not going to do it. I'm just going to put that thing up there and pretend it's not there. If you enjoyed this review, please let me know. If you didn't, let me know. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Who's we?